Have you ever wondered if your business English is truly advanced? Well, today we're going to test that. If you know these 20 words, and more importantly, if you know how to use them naturally, you're operating on an advanced level. But don't worry, if some of them are new to you, I'll break them down with definitions, examples, and put them all together in short business-related sentences so you can see them in action. To make this even easier, I will also divide them into 4 clear strategies so you can remember them clearly and use them accordingly in your business meetings. Let's get started. First category, strategic and decision-making vocabulary. The first advanced word for today is a paradigm. Careful of the pronunciation. Paradigm. You don't really hear the G. So a paradigm shift is a fundamental change in approach or underlying assumptions. For example, the rise of remote work has caused a paradigm shift in corporate culture. Alignment, the state of being in agreement or coordination with other people. For example, the leadership team worked on alignment between company goals and employee incentives. The word ubiquitous, another difficult word to pronounce and to write. Ubiquitous. Present or existing everywhere, especially in a business or an industry. Digital payment systems have become ubiquitous. You can find them everywhere in global commerce. To mitigate. This is a verb that we use when we want to refer to the reduction of the impact of something, when you want to reduce the severity of something. For instance, the company implemented new policies to mitigate or to reduce financial risks. Agile. A synonym to this word is flexible. Quick, adaptable, and able to respond to change efficiently. For example, startups must be agile to stay competitive in fast-moving industries. How about that? 5 amazing words that you can use in the decision-making process. Could we actually put all 5 words in a short conversation that actually makes sense? Let's give it a go. Listen carefully to see how these words are used in context. In today's fast-changing business world, companies must be agile to respond to new challenges. There seems to be a paradigm shift toward digital transformation that has made technology ubiquitous in every industry. So in order to stay ahead, businesses need alignment between strategy and execution while also finding ways to mitigate any risks. In this second category, we're going to look at 5 words connected to financial and economic vocabulary. The first word is liquidity, the availability of liquid assets or cash or money in a company. For example, the company improved its liquidity, so the amount of cash it had, by securing additional funding. To leverage means the strategic use of borrowed capital to increase potential returns. For example, the firm leveraged its assets, used its assets to acquire a smaller competitor. We use leverage in many different business situations. Scalability, coming from the word scale, is the ability of a business to grow and handle increased demand. For instance, cloud-based solutions offer excellent scalability for growing companies. Diversification is the process of expanding into different markets or products with the aim to reduce your risk. For example, the company's diversification strategy helped it remain stable during economic downturns. And word number 5, depreciation. This is the reduction in the value of an asset, of a building, for example, or a machine over time. The company accounts for asset depreciation when calculating its profits. Trying to put all 5 words into a conversation. For a business to remain successful, it must maintain liquidity while planning for long-term scalability. Therefore, many companies use leverage to grow faster, but they also rely on diversification to minimize risks. Assets like equipment should be carefully considered since they lose their value over time due to depreciation. Notice how each sentence is connected carefully with the other using connecting words. It is important to choose your words wisely and include them in a natural way into your sentences. A great exercise is to try this yourself. At the end of this lesson, choose 5 words you really liked and try putting them into a short paragraph describing a real situation at work. To help you with this, I have included all 20 words in a file ready for you to download in the description of this video. Okay, let's move on to the next 5 words. Category 3 looks at communication terms for work. In the first place, we find the verb to facilitate. This is a very nice word to use when you want to say that you want to make a process easier or smoother. For example, the human resources team facilitated, so helped to make easier the transition to a new benefits system. Another nice verb is the verb to alleviate, which means to reduce pressure, to relieve pressure, stress, or difficulty. With flexible work hours, you can alleviate employee burnout. You can reduce their stress. Now let's look at the word empirical, which is something that is based on an observation or experience rather than theory. We use this a lot when describing data. For example, the marketing strategy was developed using empirical data, so data based on observation or experience rather than theoretical data, and it used it from customer behavior. To articulate is another nice way to say to express your ideas clearly and effectively. So you could say that someone at work was able to articulate their vision for the company's future. They expressed it very clearly and effectively. And here's a word that I really love and I use a lot, the word succinct. Succinct is someone who is brief and to the point, someone who chooses his or her words wisely. I always tell my students that in business English, you need to be succinct. A succinct email, for example, is more likely to get a quick response. Here's how these words would sound if we put them all together in a short paragraph. A great leader must articulate his or her ideas clearly and facilitate teamwork. When making decisions, they should rely on empirical data rather than guesswork. Great leaders should also keep communication succinct, since this helps teams work more efficiently while introducing flexible work practices that can alleviate a lot of stress for employees. And the last category for today is market and competitive analysis vocabulary, which is very common in business. Word number 1, competitive edge or competitive advantage. This is an advantage a company has over its competitors. For example, their innovative technology gave them a strong competitive edge in the market. Proprietary, owned exclusively by an individual or organization. So this belongs exclusively to someone. For instance, the company's proprietary software gives it a competitive edge. Disruptive. This is a word that we hear very often today. It's about introducing innovation that significantly alters an industry, like, for example, artificial intelligence. Streaming services have also been disruptive to traditional TV networks. To monetize is the verb that we use when we want to say that we are making money. So to generate revenue from an asset or a service. For example, the company monetized its social media platform through advertising. And the last word for today is the word ecosystem, a complex network of interconnected businesses or interconnected stakeholders. For example, the startup became a key player in the fintech ecosystem, fintech standing for financial technology. Let's put these words together and see how they sound. Companies that develop proprietary technology often gain a competitive edge in the market. The reason being that businesses that introduce disruptive innovations can redefine entire industries. However, to succeed, they must find ways to monetize their services while building strong connections with their ecosystem. So how many of these words did you already know? And more importantly, how many can you use naturally in a conversation? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to practice these words in real situations. Try writing an email using succinct and articulate language, or analyze how your company maintains alignment and scalability. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's working on their business English. And check out my other videos for more ways to speak like a leader. See you in the next lesson.